Biden officials kept quiet about suspected Chinese spy balloon, fearing diplomatic and political fallout. Let's get into the details, shall we? Biden administration officials kept quiet for nearly a week after the suspected Chinese spy balloon first entered U.S. airspace, fearing the matter would derail Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's planned trip to Beijing, according to a new report. U.S. officials first became aware of the balloon on January 28th when it was spotted over Alaska before entering Canadian airspace and returning over U.S. skies over northern Idaho on Tuesday. Bloomberg reported, citing several officials familiar with the matter. By the time the balloon was spotted over Montana, which is home to one of America's 3 nuclear missile fields at Malmstrom Air Force Base, President Biden had already been briefed on the balloon and was deciding on whether to shoot it down. According to Bloomberg, administration officials kept the discussions low-key, fearing the international incident would scuttle Mr. Blinken's long-planned trip to China and out of concern for political blowback from Republicans ahead of the 2024 presidential election. So they didn't want to tell anybody about it. That's insane. The administration was forced to go public on Thursday, however, after the Billings Gazette published a photo of the balloon. That's crazy. They just weren't even going to tell anybody about it. The Pentagon revealed on Thursday evening that it was tracking the Chinese balloon in U.S. airspace. The Pentagon also said it had considered deploying F-22s to shoot down the balloon, but decided against it, citing the safety of people on the ground. But they were tracking it before it even got into the U.S., when it was like by Alaska. It probably was over the water. Either way, like Alaska's pretty empty. Interesting. The public acknowledgement sparked a firestorm of concern on Capitol Hill and ultimately led Mr. Blinken to postpone his planned trip to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping. China's foreign ministry, in a relatively conciliatory message, God, it's a hard one, on Friday confirmed the craft was from China, but said the balloon was not engaged in espionage and was collecting meteorological data and had been blown off course by westerly winds. That explanation, however, fell flat in Washington. The White House on Friday said the incident is a clear violation of U.S. sovereignty and international law, despite Beijing's claims that the craft was not engaged in espionage. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters on Friday that President Biden was first briefed on the balloon on Tuesday and has continued to receive regular briefings and updates from his national security team as the balloon remains in flight. We're tracking it closely and keeping all options on the table, she said. It does not present a military or physical threat to people on the ground. But the administration's decision not to shoot the balloon down has been subject to intense criticism by some who say not doing so was a display of weakness by the administration. Maybe they didn't want to shoot it down. Maybe they kind of knew about it. That they kept it a secret. It's very interesting. Maybe it goes farther than just, blowback from the Republicans. Very interesting. People do call him Beijing Biden, so who knows? Let's continue. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle have also pressed the administration to brief Congress on the handling of the incident. Representative Mike Gallagher, Wisconsin Republican and chairman of the chairman of the House China Competition Commission, that's an interesting name, said the balloon should have been shot down before it entered U.S. airspace. Now that it's over the U.S., we need to take it down safely to prevent further collection near some of our most sensitive military installations, he said. Senator Tom Tillis, North Carolina Republican, raised concerns about the balloon's potential flyover of sensitive military installations in his state, including Fort Bragg and Camp Lejeune. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I looked it up and it said Lejeune, but there's not even an R in it, but whatever. President Biden's decision not to destroy it, even as it passed through sparsely populated areas, is puzzling, and we deserve answers, Mr. Tillis said on Twitter. Well, from what I've been hearing, the Pentagon officials wanted to learn more about the balloon because they didn't think it really posed a significant threat. So they're like, well, let's keep learning about it. Senator Jon Tester, Montana Democrat and chairman of the Senate Defense Appropriations Subcommittee, said on Friday that he was still waiting for real answers on how this happened and what steps the administration took to protect our country. Montanans value their freedom and privacy, and I'll always fight to defend both, Mr. Tester said. China's actions are a clear threat to those values and to America's national security, and I'm demanding answers from the Biden administration. The Biden administration is expected to hold a briefing for the Gang of Eight on Capitol Hill, which includes the chairs and ranking members of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees next week. Wow. Very interesting. So they just didn't even want to tell anybody about this. They were like, if nobody spotted it, they just weren't even going to say anything? It's kind of intense. But yeah, crazy. I don't really have much more to add than that. But what do you think? Please let me know all of your opinions in the comments below. Also, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for daily news updates, hit that notification bell, and share this video to help spread the news. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.